Welcome to Ish I Saw on TikTok. In this series, we look at TikToks and some stitched responses where something very prevalent in dating today is discussed. Then finally, I'll provide my commentary at the end of just me being myself, unfiltered and unadulterated. Hi, I'm Janelle, the relationship coach behind The Successful Invisible. I work with successful, savvy, wonderful, professional black women, single professional black women who are 35 plus and are seeking just better dating options and have no clue where to start. Check out my links below if you're interested in working with me one-on-one or in a group coach setting. The goal of exploring some of these TikToks is to spark discussion and help you to develop more awareness, including self-awareness, in some of the patterns you've either engaged in or allow in your own dating life. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Real quick, I want y'all to watch out for monitoring spirits. And I know people oh, monitoring spirits is a hater. It's not necessarily a hater. It could be someone who loves you daily, who cares about you, who wants you to succeed. They just don't understand or may not agree with how you're going to get it done. This is why it's so important to keep your goals and your plans and your manifestations to yourself, because people aren't always hating on you. They just don't understand how you can accomplish because they know you, because they know your situation, because they know where you are in life. And for you to say something that you're gonna, that you aspire to do something great, they don't understand it. And that's monitoring.
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube. And that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. This is a little different than my normal content, but I wanted to post this because I have personally been sensing this, but I've worked with clients oftentimes who are kind of at a precipice or near a breakthrough, and there's almost the hesitancy to make a pivot or to make a change or to follow through with the thought because they have people around them that don't necessarily wish them bad. Like, you develop the discernment for the most part to get the people who don't mean you well away from you. But it's also about having monitoring spirits of people who are around you that just don't understand the way that you're moving because it may be different from what they did in life or outside of the norm. Prime example of this is when you can see this between siblings, you see this from parents, you see this from family members. These are people who actually love you and they just don't understand you in terms of they don't understand that you may not want the same dreams that they have. I see this in particular as a relationship coach with clients who have come to an epiphany that they don't want to be married or they don't want a long-term partner. They just want to date here and there. And if they find someone that they partner with well, they'll enjoy it for the time, but they aren't trying to do a forever type thing, whether it's marriage, whether it's long-term cohabitation, whether it's living in separate homes, long-term, whatever it may be. They've come to this place of peace within themselves and just acknowledgement, maybe not peace yet, but acknowledgement that they want something different. And it's very hard for the people around them to understand them. And oftentimes it'll kind of feel like they don't wish you well. And it's not necessarily that they don't wish you well. When you really sit, meditate on it, pray on it, you're not getting the sense that they don't wish you well. They don't understand you. And there's a part of them that wants to control what you're doing because it's different from what they're doing. Another time you see this quite often after you get blatant haters out of your life is if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to do something different than other family members have done, if you are the first one going to college in your family, if you have decided not to have children, you're doing something that's against the grain of what everyone else is done around you. And there are some people that surface level, they love you and they wish you well, but deeper down, and they probably have not confronted it within themselves, they are a little antsy about it and they want to stay around you to try to control you, in the sense of they're trying to see what you're doing and how you're moving. And these are the times when you sense you have people around like this around you. It's very important to maintain your peace, maintain some type of distance, and have a safe space that they aren't in, or they aren't in all the time, because you want to keep the discernment. And if that their monitoring ever goes from just them tr- not sure of what you're doing to wishing ill for your efforts, that's when you know you need to distance the connection, cut it off, etc. So I want to talk about this because, especially since it's a newer year, we're still in the early months of a new year when I'm posting this, you may want to do something different. There's a lot of things changing around us on a global scale, on a socio-political scale, climate change, jobs are different, etc. And you may want to pivot, or there's some things you have come to peace that you will never have, or you don't want because of those changes. And there are going to be people around that just don't get it. And I would say stay self-aware so you can really stay grounded in what you're doing, and stay prayed up, protected, whatever that means to you, in case their lack of understanding turns into something negative. Because no one wants to be, have people around them wishing ill on them, but we realize that happens. And in our own growth journeys, we realize that sometimes we can't take people with us, and they're very separate than us and what they've achieved and what they want, and we need to keep them at a distance. So just thought this was an interesting one to post. Love to hear your thoughts about it below. Thank you for joining me today for this episode of Ish I Saw on TikTok. Be mindful of monitoring spirits. Watch this video again and take some notes. I really want you to reflect on anyone that you have in your life right now that you're getting the slightest inkling of this energy from. Trust your intuition. It's probably right. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, check out the links below in the box. Also, check out my podcast, The Successful Invisible, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Until next time, this is your relationship coach, Janelle, signing off.